Hello guys, today I will be talking about Mexicandid. What is Mexicandid? This is a movement to create Mexican identity, also known as Mexicoyol. Today I will be talking about Jose Maria Velasco and the importance of his paintings creating Mexican identity. Jose was a Mexican painter who was a member of San Carlos Academy Institution in Mexico City that was founded in 1785. His teacher was an Italian immigrant who taught landscape paintings. I will be talking about one of his most famous paintings called The Valley of Mexico, created in 1877. This piece is about the land and the history of the land, so let's go a little bit in more depth about each part of the painting. In the far back, we see two volcanoes, Popocatépetl and Iztaccíhuatl. This story is really famous to the Mexican culture. The story goes that there was a king and he had a daughter. The daughter meets the warrior Popo and they fall in love. The king tells the warrior to go to war and in return he would give him his daughter's hand in marriage. The warrior agrees and goes to war. As the war goes on, he tells his daughter that her lover has died in battle. She falls into depression and doesn't eat or speak for days, ultimately ending in her own death. When the warrior comes back, he looks for his future wife and they break the news that she has died, assuming he was killed in battle. As he grieves his loss, he takes her body to the mountain where he lays her and watches over her. He lights a torch and stays by her side. As it gets late, the snow covers their bodies, creating the two volcanoes that we now know of and is said to be them. As we continue to see this painting, we can see some structures in the back. We can see the hill of Tepeyac and the Basilica of Guadalupe. What is the importance of this hill? In December 1531, there was an indigenous man named Juan Diego who was on his way to Mass. As he was walking on the hill of Tepeyac, La Guadalupe appeared to him asking him to tell the bishop to make a shrine for her in her honor. The bishop did not believe Juan Diego and denies him multiple times and asks him for evidence and for her to perform a miracle. He speaks to the Guadalupe again, telling her about how they do not believe him. She tells him to gather Castilian roses in his tilma and bring them to the bishop. When he opened his tilma, the roses fall out in front of the bishop. Miraculously, an image of La Virgen de Guadalupe appears on it. At this moment, the bishop believed Juan Diego and then started the construction to make a shrine in her honor. The original piece is in the Basilica de Santa Maria de Guadalupe in Mexico City. In a very similar painting of Jose, we see the most symbolic thing to Mexican identity. We see an eagle with a snake in its mouth that had just flown off a cactus. This is the most symbolic part of Mexican history. This is how Mexico was created. The story goes that the Aztecs were trying to find a new home. They traveled long and far until they found a sign. They were all waiting for a sign to know this was their land. Once they saw an eagle on top of a cactus eating a snake, they knew that this was the sign they were looking for. So they began to build a new home in a small island now known as Mexico. We see this symbol everywhere, such as in the Mexican flag, money, and overall everywhere in Mexico. Jose was a very famous artist during his time. He painted what Mexican landscape looked like, but also telling history within his paintings. These paintings made the movement Mexicandid become worldwide to create an identity for Mexico. This painting was made to represent the importance of Mexico and how it plays a big part in our history. This artwork was to show the important parts of Mexico. For Mexican culture, these paintings are very important. Each part of the painting shows an important part of history, such as the eagle and the cactus that represents the independence of Mexico. It shows the Basilica of La Guadalupe, which is where the Virgen de Guadalupe appeared, showing us how religion plays a big role in their daily lives. These paintings are significant to history because it shows all the great things that have happened in their culture. Over time, many different artists have helped create a bigger Mexican identity, such as Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera. This is all I have for today, and I hope you guys learned something, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you.